Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. In the last episode, we finished off the last level of Vase Breaker, besides Vase Breaker Endless. But we'll do that again. We'll do that some other time. In this episode, we're going to be going back to minigames and playing Pogo Party, hopefully with a lot more success this time. Now, some people were telling me some strategies that they use, but the problem is that the strategies require a plant that I don't have yet. Well, I'm pretty sure we can afford it right now, but, aside from this, we gotta obviously afford that. That'd be the Winter Bolt. And as you can see, we got enough money for it, and actually, would this be a good time to try it? I don't really know if it is, because, well, it's gonna be really expensive as it is, and we have to reserve money for the walnuts, the tall nuts, so it's kind of iffy what we should do. But why don't we do this? Why don't we go with one more try, and then if this try doesn't succeed, then we'll get the Winter Bolts. Because really, the only thing the Winter Bolts do, well, actually, I shouldn't say only, because they are really useful for what they're worth. But basically, with Winter Bolts, you plant them on top of a regular melon bolt, and on top of doing all that splash damage crap, yeah, now they freeze and slow down the zombies. So on top of taking a whole crapload of damage from that, they're also being slowed down. So that can be a very effective use against these stupid pogo stick zombies. But I digress. We're gonna just go with a regular thing this time, see if it works better this time. But what I will do is go with the twin sunflower, because as somebody said, they also use the twin sunflower as well, so we'll go with that as well. And as far as everything else, we just need the emergency plans. And potato mines are not going to do jack against these guys, so we can't really, waste time with those. Well, pumpkins either, because, well, they can jump over pumpkins. In fact, the only thing they can't jump over is tall nuts, so I don't know where I'm going with this. Cherry bomb as well, yeah, we're going to need that. But what we really need to do is make it so that we can actually plant more than one tall nut at a time. And you know what, guys? There's only one plant that calls for this. And that would be... Holy crap, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Because I was really saving up for the 10 seed slot. But instead what we're going to do is we're going to buy this nifty little contraction here. This, my friends, is an imitator. And I'll be using this as the opportunity to show it. Here's what an imitator does. You select it, and then you can select any one of these plants to imitate them. So basically, really, all that means is that you can just get a second of one plant that you already have. And that's really all there is to it, but, for what it's worth, it's very much very much worth it. And so this nifty little contraction is going to allow us to get the imitator tall nuts. So we're going to be able to plant 2 tall nuts at once, provided we have the sun to support that. So I think that's what's going to be the thing that's going to save us. And as for the rest, we're going to have to use melon bolts. But, oh crap, I'm getting Skype message. I hope that doesn't, well, I'm pretty sure it won't. Okay, alright, so let's get on with this. Let's get on with this shite. Alright. Dang, I really hope this goes much better, because I'm going to be really, really embarrassed if I lose again. Okay, someone really wants to talk to me for a second, so I'm going to have to, pause this recording for a second, so I'll meet you guys. I'll be back in a sec, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that little interruption there. Hopefully it won't happen again, but, just something that you have to expect. Sometimes people are going to try to talk to you while you're doing recording. And, I keep on, saying to myself that I should at some point, start, getting to a point where I, actually tell people ahead of time when I plan to record. Because what I should do is actually, have a specific day or more like a specific time every day where I do record. So, and that would be, and then I would tell my friends, and then that way they would know when to not message me. Because, it's just something that's going to happen. Most of the time people message me on a daily basis, it's when I'm least expecting it, really. Because, most of the time, people don't really message me that much. And I don't really have a problem with that, because I know, people out there do have lives. And I have a life myself, but not so much, not to the extent where, you know, I'm constantly busy every single day. At least not, like, during the off-season from track. Okay. So what we really need to do this time to keep things going is to be focused, you know, stay focused. So, you know, the imitator is probably the most useful. It's like, it's useful mostly for when you have a plant that takes a very long time to charge. Because, well, as long as you have the sun for it, you can just simply put it there. So it will, so for a few seconds when you plant it, it'll look like the actual imitator plant, but then it will automatically transform to the regular plant that you are going to have. So that's a really nice use for it. And you know, when you use it with unison with regular tall nuts and emergency plants, that can probably be the key to winning this minigame here. But we still got this problem with this guy here. So what we really need to do is get our first melon pole out. I mean, as soon as we can get the melon poles out and the tall nuts, then I'm pretty sure the sooner we'll win this minigame. But I can only hope for so much. Alright, looks like we got enough sun for a twin sunflower now. Alright, so now we managed to actually start taking care of this row right here. But now we have this guy over here, but that's no problem. And hey, look at this. See, now we can just plant, you know, keep on the tall nuts coming now. Since we actually have an extra, you know, tall. It's basically like having like two of the same plants in your, you know, inventory. It's basically what it's like, you know, for the imitator. And typically people will actually wait until like the very end of the game to, you know, like way late into like the part of the game to get the imitator. But you know what? Since it's an LP, I'm just gonna change things up a bit, you know, do it kind of differently. And it's my way of doing it is just by, you know, getting the plants in a different order than you usually get them. The winter melon pole will probably be one of the last plants. Well, actually, probably won't since it's so useful. You know, but still, I digress. And there we go. Thank you so much, Squash. I mean, if it weren't for you, we probably would have lost this minigame by now, even with the imitator with us. But alright. So I didn't quite end up using the setup that people suggested to me, but this setup seems to be working just fine, you know, with the key to winning this minigame was the imitator all along, I suppose. Well, that, or one of the plants that the people suggested to me, yeah, those would work too. Alright. So as soon as we get, you know, this entire column of melon poles filled up, then I think we can start actually, like, moving on to a second column, because obviously one column of melon poles, well, actually probably will get us through the rest of the minigame, but it's best to, you know, keep our, you know, stuff coming. So we're going to do so by getting more melon poles out. Alright. It's a good thing I got it on this one, because this tallnut's actually the one that's most damaged. This doesn't have a tallnut behind it. And now we're going to Squash take care of those guys. There we go. Alright. Now we're in business here. I mean, more so than we were last time, that's for sure. And we're going to need to do something about this right here, but that's pretty obvious. When don't we take care of a row? Really, when don't we? Oh, and also, I guess I should mention this since I actually already talked about the, you know, the Doctors on Boss minigame. Seriously? What the heck was that about? Okay, fine. Apparently this guy just barely was out of the shot to, you know, getting hit by the cherry bomb. But oh well, that's fine. I guess next order of business is to, yeah, get some more melon poles out. Of course, we still have one more slot to fill with twin sunflowers, so probably gonna need to do something about that. Oh boy. Alright. Okay, so we might actually have it this time, but I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. That was actually okay. I will admit that was actually kind of a reference to a movie that me and my friends made. And I already referenced this movie before. What am I talking about? Yeah, you guys already know about it. It's Bad Bane. Again, nobody really watched it, but whatever. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy! Oh god! Oh god! God! No! 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 Oh, I forgot that it had the lawnmower, so we're okay. But just barely. Holy crap! Okay. Lesson learned. Well, actually, I already learned this before, but I guess I just forgot up until now. Keep in mind that the few seconds you plant the imitator, that the first few seconds you have it, are very crucial, because that point is just a regular plant that can be eaten easily, really fast. Or can be vaulted over, unlike a regular tall nut. So, keep that in mind. Don't take those few seconds for granted. Or else you'll end up losing a lawnmower, or you'll have to start over. So just don't do the mistake I just made right there, because that was pretty bad. But thankfully, the game we had our insurance back here to protect us. Our temporary insurance. Alright. So, for the most part, today was a kind of regular day. It's a regular Friday. Tomorrow I have a dance. Tomorrow's Neon Night. I think I've already talked about this before, but in case I haven't, Neon Nights is a dance where, at my school, at my high school at least, where it's basically like where there's a bunch of like neon lights all over the place. You know, that's basically the theme, is neon lights. This school we always have this dance pretty much every single year around this time, like usually like in February or March. Last year we had March, but typically we have it in February. And there's actually one sweatshirt that I have that I always wear to that dance. Like, I always wear it every single year I go to that dance. And that would be my district's cross-country sweatshirt that I got in my freshman year. So I've had that sweatshirt for 3 years now. But it fits perfectly for Neon Nights because the way it's colored. It's actually like it's like a highlighter type color. So it's like yellow. It's like a combination of yellow and green, basically. It's like kind of like a highlighter, sort of. So if you see like a yellow or green highlighter, it's kind of like a combination of those two. And that's why I feel like it's the perfect, you know, thing to wear to that particular day, to that particular dance. Sorry. And now we're gonna start moving on to the next column, because obviously one column of, well, the melon pulse, duh, it's not gonna work. So we need to get this going as quickly as possible. Alright, there's that. There's that. And there's that. Okay. So far, thanks to this column of twin sunflowers, we now have a steady stream of sun coming, which is very, very nice. I mean, honestly, I can't really complain about that. But we really, really need to be cautious about this row now, because I really, really effed up back there. Definitely. Like, there's no doubt about it, I definitely effed up back there. Alright. And the other thing is that actually, like, most of the tall nuts we have right now are actually imitator tall nuts, so kind of weird. But I guess it's because they're more reliable than the regular tall nuts, you know. At least if you only have those. Oh boy. Oh god. Okay, it's the final row. Final wave of zombies. God. I can't find my words today. I really can't. But you know what? That doesn't matter, because we finally succeed at this crazy minigame. And it only took us like 16 minutes too. Jeez. This minigame takes longer than I remember it, though. But that's okay. But nonetheless, everyone, now that I spent all that money just so that we can succeed at this minigame finally, that means that it looks like the 10 seed slot's gonna have to wait a while again, because I'm gonna have to play through more of adventure mode. Oh yeah, and speaking of adventure mode, let's take care of this real quick. Oh, wait, what? Oh. Yeah, I remember, guys, earlier I actually said that I would actually like do the the achievements on the pool levels where you don't use the pee shooters. Yeah, don't pee in the pool. Yes. So today, everyone, to end off this episode, we are going to not pee in the pool. Instead, we're going to use, you guessed it, melon pulse. Oh boy. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this setup, even though it's not going to last for long because it's only one flag level. Actually, you know what? Speaking of that, why don't I actually... Dang. Well, I can't cut the episode now because I already promised I would do this. Oh well, let's just do it anyways. I was hoping to save this achievement for a level where you have 3 or 4 flags. So, but that's okay. We can do this anyways. Let's do a squash, cherry bombs, jalapenos, and oh boy, dude, sunflowers. Okay, there we go. No, actually, we're gonna need twin sun. Dang it! You know what? This step is not gonna work because we don't have. Because we don't have, like, it's not going to last that long for one thing. You know, and two, we we just, we're not gonna have no sun because, yeah, because of the twin sunflower thing. It's gonna take forever is what I mean, so. We're just gonna have to go with this. We're gonna go after, oh, no, you cannot, definitely cannot, ever sacrifice the squash, ever. Because, let me tell you something, this is what makes the squash so awesome in this game. Squash is like the cheapest out of all the emergency plants you can have. It's the cheapest, and therefore the most efficient. And not only that, but it actually charges up fairly fast. So, in my honest opinion, out of the 3 emergency plants you have, it's probably the most efficient one out there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, like, it just pwns as one. But, nonetheless, we're gonna do this. Alright, so this should be fairly... Oh, actually, it's 2 flags. Well, whatever. Still, even with 2 flags, I don't think that's enough time to, you know, get a nice, you know, exciting, you know, crazy melon pult step going. So instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with a crazy, not as chaotic as melon pult, cabbage pult, kernel pult, alternating setup. Yeah, kind of weird name for a set, but whatever. Actually, then again, I don't really name my steps in this game. I just play the game and, you know, do what we can. But oh well. We start with cabbage pults because they are just a slight bit more, you know, reliable than the kernel pults in my honest opinion. Let's get those out first. Yeah, the catapult plants are pretty much actually efficient in pretty much every level there is. Like, you know, obviously they work at nighttime levels, they work at daytime levels, and they work on roof levels. So, it's safe to say that these guys are probably the most efficient plants. Well, the most efficient regular plants you can have. You know, since they work on pretty much every level there is. But of course, obviously, you can probably expect that once we get to the roof levels, there's also going to be an achievement where you have to do the roof levels without using any of the catapult plants. And honestly, I'm not totally sure how I'm going to do that. I mean, I have somewhat of an idea, but I can't quite remember what my plan was exactly. Oh boy. Okay, we just barely avoided a problem there. Okay, there's that. Jalapeno will take care of this guy. Alright. Yeah, 1 cabbage pult's not going to take care of this guy, though. But thankfully, we got time, yo. We got plenty of time. So let's get this out. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oi, oi. So, how's your guys' Friday going? Mine's going pretty well so far. You know, aside from the dance tomorrow, there's not really much else I have planned for this weekend. There is, well, I guess I should also mention that the dance is going on from 8 to 11. So, I'm pretty much not going to be home until like around midnight tomorrow night. But, nonetheless, I should have an episode up for you guys both Saturday and Sunday, so that won't matter. Especially since I'm probably just going to record them on Friday anyways. You know, it's always a good thing to get heavy recordings. You know, it's never ever a bad idea. But the problem with me for doing that, and I really do try to do that, but it just never seems to work out because, you know, I always have I almost always have somebody home. You know, whenever I'm trying to record my episodes, or somebody's always messaging me or something like that. I don't know. Well, so then again, somebody messaging me is really never a reason for me not to record, but, you know, sometimes I don't, because, like, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll just talk to this person for a little while, and then next thing you know, it's late, you know, somebody else is home, and then I'm just not in the mood to record. That's basically what just ends up happening. Alright, so bring on the huge wave of zombies, yes, yes, alright. Now, honestly, I think, the good thing about, you know, having to move on to the next, you know, set of levels in order to do the next achievement in front of you guys means that that's more time that I'll have to save up money for the, what's it called, the 10 seat slot, which would have been nice to have here because, I'm telling you, it would have been. But oh well, I can't complain about that too much now. I think what we will do is once we have enough, columns of, cabbage pults and kernel pults, I think I'll start getting out you know, just for the heck of it, a column of cacti, sorry. Because I can't get my vocab right these days. I really can't. which is not a good thing because I'm going to be graduating high school and going off to college, so yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to talk about that, you know, again, because you guys are probably sick of me talking about that over and over again, because it's like the same topic every single day, so I'm not going to get into that again. Alright. So, I guess I should announce real quick, even though this probably doesn't, you know, matter, because, like, well, it should matter, because, you know, this is something that, you know, the viewers are involved in, so I should mention it to you guys. Thanks to everyone who has submitted entries, I now have enough best moment entries to start a poll for them online. But that doesn't mean I'm going to do it quite yet. I probably will. It's fairly soon. But I'd rather wait until I have enough worst moment entries. And right now I think we're either at 11 or 12, probably 13 now, because the entry that YoshiPan gave me, YoshiPan 2012 gave me today. And I'm sorry, Yoshi, but that is a worst moment. It's not a best moment. He tried to argue with me that the moment that he selected is a best moment, even though it's a big, huge fail on my part. Like, seriously, if you guys, once you guys see the moment that he selected, you will, I'm pretty sure 95% of you will agree that that is in fact a worst moment. It's a moment for the worst entries. It has to be, at least the way I see it. I'm pretty sure it is, you know, because I'm almost certain that you guys will agree with me, okay? I mean, really, you just can't deny that that's the worst moment once you see it. It's in Donkey Kong 64. I believe it's in episode 60 or 61. I know the episode was titled Kremlings in the Matrix, and I can't exactly remember the time of it off the top of my head, but it's I personally thought it was a fail. I really thought it was, because I was just failing miserably at this one minigame in Donkey Kong 64. Most of the minigames in Donkey Kong 64 are not really that hard. Most of them are really easy. But in this particular minigame was probably one of the easiest ones of them all, if you were to ask me at the time. And yet I sucked at it. I was doing terrible at it because, like, for some reason when I was playing it, you know, it's basically, in the minigame, you are surrounded by zombies. And, no, sorry, not zombies, you're surrounded by Kremlings, and you have to use your gun and shoot them and kill them all before they reach you. And if they reach you, then you lose the minigame. And so there we go, guys. We achieved the Don't Pee in the Pool. So complete a daytime pool level without using P-Shirts of any kind. Well, that's nice. But yeah, you guys get the idea. You know what I was talking about before. And so, well, and if you don't, then you can just ask me and I'll link you to it. And, well, then you will also see it, you know, in this week's weekly update, which I will also post on Sunday, like usual. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's episode. Let's play Plants vs. Zombies. I will see you guys tomorrow, where we will, I guess, move on to the puzzles, alright? See you guys then. Thanks for watching. Bye.